the first one that I want to talk about for comic book news roundup, let's talk about the fact that DC Comics is launching a massive Absolute Universe reprint wave as demand continues to surge. DC is rushing dozens of Absolute Universe issues back to stores as some of its hottest titles rack up staggering print runs and continue drawing new readers. You guys know that the Absolute Universe is so popular. Every comic book store I ask, the comic book owners, or the shop owners, they all say the Absolute Universe is selling out like hotcakes, bringing in new readers. It's a really exciting time. So we know that the line is super popular. In March, dozens of issues to shelve this March to help comic shops restock key chapters, giving new readers access to full runs and allow collectors to complete their sets. The reprints will be available for retailers to order as needed and will not follow a final order cutoff process. That is very interesting. This effort arrives alongside collector's editions, including first and second trade volumes like Absolute Batman Volume 2 out this week, as DC continues to expand availability for the Absolute Universe across multiple formats. So we got waves for Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. A second wave arrives on March 18th, featuring Absolute Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter. So Absolute Batman has had, issue 1 has had 11 printings. That's crazy. Issues 2 through 7 will receive their 5th through 8 printings, while issues 8 through 14 will return for 3rd printings. Issue 1 of Absolute Wonder Woman has had 8 printings so far. Superman is coming back for its 7th printing with issue 1. And then we know that large-scale reprint pushes highlights sustained popularity of the Ultimate Universe line since its launch. Yeah, dude, it looks like... dang. So whoever was asking that earlier question, if they were doing Absolute Evil or if they're doing Arc M, it looks like they're not. That's really kind of unfortunate. Nicholas asking, will we get the Arc M special reprinted? Yeah. It looks like they're not doing the annuals or the Arc M or Absolute Evil? Yeah, Absolute Evil. Dang, dude. So that kind of sucks. They're doing the main titles, all the main issues, but they're not doing any of the one-shots. Very interesting. Very kind of interesting. But regardless, it's cool to see DC give this, more opportunities to collect it. I know that, there's some people like I follow on TikTok and stuff like that. They're missing a couple issues, and this can really help people complete their sets. Let's talk about the next news story. The Eisner library is on the market. So you guys know the classic comic book creator, Will Eisner. It looks like his entire library is going on sale. So I wanted to bring this up real quickly. It looks like it also includes a 72-page script or a story that could potentially be turned into a previously unreleased Will Eisner story. So we'll have to see what happens to this. If a comic book publisher picks up the Will Eisner library, or if a person does it and works with publishers to reprint some old Will Eisner stuff, we'll have to see what happens to that. But wanted to mention it because I don't think you see comic book creators that have the sort of legacy that Will Eisner, you don't see their stuff going for sale every so often. So wanted to mention that. Let's see here. Damn, 2 hours late to my LCS and it sold out instantly, referring to the Arc M special. They already did a second print of Batman Annual. I got the annual first print. It was actually my first ever single issue with Batman #1. Okay, I got you. So they've done some reprinting, but the fact that they aren't reprinting them more, right? And the second, this new wave that they're doing of all the absolute reprints is still a little bit unfortunate. But let's talk about, I saw this recently. I thought it was pretty cool. Kelly Thompson reveals the Absolute Suicide Squad designs and new villain details. So we know that in the latest issue of Absolute Wonder Woman, it got a surprise drop of the Absolute Suicide Squad led by Absolute Zatanna. So I wanted to share this article. This was put out originally by Kelly Thompson. She kind of shared some milestone design posts, and we're going to take a look at them here. So we got Absolute Zatanna. Oh, dude, don't do this. Jesus. Okay, we got Absolute Zatanna. Very sick. Such a cool design with the jacket. You know, you got the fish nets or whatever, but like the long like boots. Such a sick design. So Absolute Zatanna, really cool. She initially, when we got introduced to her, had that like muzzle mask on her from the villain of the story, kind of, you know, keeping track and like holding all the members of the Absolute Suicide Squad. So yeah, he muzzled Zatanna to keep her from. This is Aphrodite. Oh, so this is not a member of the Absolute Suicide Squad, but just another design from Kelly Thompson, just the design of Aphrodite. All the Greek gods and goddesses have really cool designs in the series so far. We have Poison, so like Dr. Poison or whatever. This is a pretty interesting sort of design, kind of like like an old school like submarine like diving helmet sort of look. It's kind of what it reminds me of. We got Aura, the fish, the menfish queen. So this was building on the mysterious aquatic mythology introduced during the Maze arc. So Aura could return as a recurring threat for Diana. So that's a pretty cool design. You got Aura, the queen of the fishmen or whatever. Some more of the fishmen designs down there. Okay, so this was very cool. We have more details on. Yeah, so Cheetah appears in Absolute Wonder Woman. This incarnation is not Barbara Minerva, with the character's identity set to be revealed in issue 17. So we gotta wait a little bit for that. But Thompson hinted that the design intentionally appears unfinished, denoting a narrative reason behind the developing look. If you ask me, she looks a little bit mangy. Oh yeah, so she's like half transformed. That looks kind of nasty, dude. You got like like some human bits poking out, but yeah, that's a really interesting design. Okay, cool. And then we have Giganta, who plays a larger role in upcoming Absolute Wonder Woman number 17. Thompson teased that Giganta is especially enthusiastic about her villain role. So this is a pretty cool design. She's got like that suit, sort of like a Ben 10 kind of look, as like the like circle orby things around her. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Other characters include Athena, as the Absolute Universe line continues to expand. So yeah, just a little bit of a fun article, a little bit of look behind the scenes from Kelly Thompson, showing us some of the Absolute Suicide Squad designs. Pretty cool looks there. Sex Criminals is coming to Prime Video, and it's about to break time and TV. This is an Eisner winning series. I read it at the tail end of last year. Sex Criminals is a really good series, really fun stuff from Matt Fraction, and you got Chip Zdarsky. Both of them together make up the creative team behind Sex Criminals. And yeah, really fun read. You can collect it all in a nice compendium. I almost forgot what it's called. It's a series about these two people that whenever they have sex, the world freezes and they decide to do crimes while the world's frozen. What else would you do when the world's frozen, right? And yeah, pretty fun series. It turns out that there are other people that don't want other people to have that power, right? So they want to keep the time freezing whenever you have sex power to themselves. And yeah, so that's where the conflict kind of comes in. It looks like this adaptation is being co-created by Kumail Nanjiani, Emily V. Gordon of The Big Sick, and Shay Chun, Gremlin Secret of the Mogwai. And it says that Kumail is going to be on the screen. We don't know if he's going to play the main male character or some of the other characters in the show. Like he'd be like one of the friends or something like that, right? So I don't know. We'll have to see if Kumail appears as the main character in the show. But yeah, really cool to see this becoming a series. I don't know how it's going to work. Like it's a series that does a lot of timey-wimey stuff, right? So I don't know how that's going to work on the screen. Seems like it'd be a very hard series to adapt to the screen, but we'll give them a shot, right? So yeah, Sex Criminals series coming to Prime Video sometime in the near future. Alrighty, let's keep it moving. We got 2 more news stories to talk about. Let's talk about the fact that Ultimate Endgame is not the end of the Ultimate Universe, all right? So we don't know like exactly how, but it looks like the Ultimate Universe isn't actually dying because we have Reborn Ultimate Impact. So this might be like, if you guys read the Ultimate series, speaking of which, Ultimate Endgame just got a ton of delays until June. This Ultimate, just just end it, bro. Just end it, honestly. I'm kind of over the Ultimate Universe. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of over it. I'm actually kind of over it. But we know that Reborn Ultimate Impact, this is going to be, it's a 5-issue limited series launching after the conclusion of Ultimate Endgame. It's going to spin out of Spider-Man Incursion, right? So if you guys read Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, there's the bit where Miles Morales, he gets into this new Ultimate Universe. He like tries to save his sister or whatever, and he has like a box, and I think he takes the box back into his, like, the main universe. So we'll have to see kind of what that, the mysterious device called the Origin Box, powerful tools once used to create the heroes of the Ultimate Universe. So we'll have to see what, entails for our main universe, but it seems like the Ultimate Universe isn't actually ending. It's cool though that Chris Condon is coming in to write this. I think that Chris Condon, had a really great 2025. He was on a lot of great titles, and seeing him kind of, lean away from the DC side of things and he's leaning heavy into the Marvel side, that's pretty cool. So hopefully Chris Condon gets a lot of really great opportunities over on the Marvel side of things. But yeah, Ultimate Universe isn't ending. The last news story that I want to talk about, and this one, I don't even know if this will affect anybody in my audience. If you guys haven't been reading DSTLRY comic book series from DSTLRY, the comic book publisher, this might not have any effect on you, but it looks like DSTLRY is taking a short publishing pause, and they kind of detail it in this news post, and they sort of talk about what's next for them. They talk about how 2025 was like a harder year, obviously with the Diamond implosion, like all the bankruptcies and stuff. And yeah, so they kind of realized that they had to pause and kind of come up with a strategy going forward. And this is kind of worrying because DSTLRY, they were doing some really cool stuff, man. They had a lot of cool series. They were pushing the kind of comic book industry, like in terms of the format. Like I really think that the widescreen, like square bound format is really cool. They call it the prestige format. And yeah, just a lot of series that may not get to see the light of day, like fully complete. Like City Beneath Her Feet is a series that's been in development hell, it feels like. They just released issue 2. They're excited for the series to continue, but then they have this delay. So we'll never, it'll be a while till we see City Beneath Her Feet number 3. Same thing for Endeavor, a great series with Stephanie Phillips writing. That was a series that I'm really loving, and it sucks that we'll not see issue 3 for a while. And then White Boat. I forgot that White Boat didn't even complete, bro. That's a Scott Snyder written series with Francavilla on the art. And that, I feel like issue 2 came out, like I don't even know when issue 2 of White Boat came out, man. So yeah, just another delay on that one. This probably means that like there's this Rom V series that hasn't even had its issue 1 come out yet from DSTLRY called Through Red Windows or something like that. It's like a horror series. So yeah, man, just DSTLRY, I have no clue what's going on with DSTLRY. It really is a shame to see them kind of go this way, but yeah, man, it's just tough. It's tough making comic books. So yeah, DSTLRY taking a short publishing pause and kind of just trying to figure out what's next for them. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up in case anybody's reading DSTLRY stuff, and if not, you probably should. Maybe it's too late at this point, I guess, but I was loving DSTLRY, man, so that really does suck. But yeah, anyways, that's the last comic book news story that we have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I always love talking about the news with you guys. So if any of these, I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of these down in the comments, of course. And while you're down there, like if you like, sub if you love, and if you really like it, you can hype it. Hyping really helps out the channel, man. So yeah, that's it for New Comic Weekly. The date is February 9th, of course. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. If you guys didn't know, New Comic Book Weekly is a live show I do every single Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We do the comic book pull list. We talk about the reviews, and then we do a random, like, big topic. I just pick something like the day of recording, and I just try to see what's going on in the comic book world. And yeah, love talking about all the comic book stuff live with you guys. You could join me live for next week's New Comic Book Weekly. You could be joining me like Tommy B, Chris Collects, Paul Dev, Mikey J, Nick Loss in the chat, Derek Seaborn, of course, man. Thank you everybody for coming out.